Jessica Rapgrassetti will remain Town Council President. We have details from last night's Town Council meeting on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, December 18th, 2015. I'm Sarah Mannel. Town Council voted to keep Town Council President Jessica Rapgrassetti in her role for another year. Rapgrassetti was challenged by Town Councilor Jen Cullum. Both candidates had a chance to speak before the vote. Councilor Cullum went first.
So what I do on the council, I work really hard in my daily job, and I work really hard on the council, and I try to answer the questions and concerns of my constituents, and I try to bring forward issues that affect them. I think in the past I've shown very strong leadership on youth prevention programs. You can see the Youth Commission is boosting and doing great things. I think that I have great outreach into my community. I think you could tell by the comments today that people appreciate the leadership that I provide in Precinct 13. I would like to suggest that this council could do much more than it's doing to broach the problem of substance abuse and homelessness. I would like to see commissions brought to the table to talk about these very, very important issues. I would like to see subcommittees formed to help with the moving of the NOAA shelter. I believe that we should be leading and not being led on these issues. You know, every year I go to the MMA, and every year I'm completely underwhelmed by what I see. Every year I go to these conferences, and I'm like, we're already doing that. We're already doing that. You know, we need groundbreaking stuff. We are in a position here in Barnstable to lead, and we should be leading, and we should be paying attention to these very, very important issues. It's not just the NOAA shelter. It's the people in the woods. It's not just the opioid epidemic. It's the homelessness. It's not just the homelessness. It's the lack of affordable housing. It's not just that. It's transportation. It's a huge deal, and I really feel like we've isolated ourselves, spending a little too much time focusing on the perfectly spinning world on the axis. It's time to mix it up a little bit. Further, I do believe that leadership there's a lot of talent on this council, and everyone should have an opportunity to lead. So for someone to be in a leadership position for 2 years, it's time to take a break and pass the baton to other people who are interested and devoted and work really hard for things.
Rapgrassetti spoke next, asking for the council's support.
Town management. Upon becoming president, it became apparent that the job description of the town manager of the town of Barnstable had not been updated in nearly 20 years. Under the chairmanship of Councilor James Crocker, the Committee to Analyze Management Practices and Policies took a long overdue review and provided modifications to the town manager job description and positioned the council to review and execute a new contract in 2016. This important task of the council will require the formation of a contract committee to craft a professional document that will provide clearly defined procedures for subsequent contract negotiations, so there'll be no question on protocol. One of my major goals upon assuming leadership has been to restore the governing responsibilities of the town council. For too long, the powers of the elected Barnstable Town Council have been usurped by the actions and threats of town managers and eroded by petty partisan politics. And for the first time in more than 17 years, this town council will be afforded the opportunity to procure and hire a professional town manager. It's been an honor to serve with my able and talented fellow councilors, and I look forward to continuing to serve with dignity and respectability, representing the entire town of Barnstable. Thank you.
Town Councilor Fred Chirigotis challenged Rapgrassetti's idea of the role of the council.
We heard talk about leadership, and we heard talk about the role of the town council. I think there's been a mistake in the last year over the role of the town council, and that mistake has been that the town council runs the town of Barnstable. The town council does not run the town of Barnstable. You need to read the charter. We have a strong town manager. The town council is a legislative body that sets policy. We vote on the budget. We do control the town manager, and that we control his budget. But we don't manage the day-to-day operation of the town of Barnstable, and I think we've begun to mistake, and I've heard this repeatedly, look at the diagram of the town of Barnstable, the citizens at the top, and then the town council, and then the town manager and department heads. But we don't run the day-to-day operation, and that's become a problem. And I think that, unfortunately, because of the way this has played out in the unceremonious discharge of the town manager, we've put this town in jeopardy. And I think that the whole process of searching for a new town manager is going to be flawed. It's going to be difficult. We see other towns going through difficult problems, but in the town of Barnstable, we're going to have the problem of this. Every 2 years, we're going to be looking for a new town manager because, as it was said right here at this table, it's the winds of change and political whim that is going to direct who our town manager is. So how are we going to keep a town manager for more than 2 years if the town council doesn't back off and let the professionals that we hire do the job, but instead decide that it's going to be political will? So right now, I think we're in a position where we need change, and I fully support Jen Cullum.
Town Councilor James Crocker also weighed in before the vote.
I've been asked several times about the issue of the president, the vice president, and how we go about the process and who is suited, who isn't suited. And I've told all of them, including everyone running tonight, that it's really not, in my mind, about is anyone suited? I think, in all honesty, I've worked with you all. I think you're all suited. I think everybody could be the president. I think everybody could be the vice president. What your agenda would be when you set the agendas, what it is that you bring forward as the time spent or the initiatives that you would like to see forwarded, those are the things that make us unique between ourselves. Unlike my fellow Paul Hebert, Councilor Paul Hebert, I don't feel the despair. I feel that the debate is here. I think I have always run for anything I chose to when I chose to run, and I applaud everybody who chooses to run, and I would encourage you every day of the week to run. So I don't mind if it's a decision that has to be made by one. We have decisions all the time on this board that are decided by 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. And so I believe that everybody running tonight is qualified. I believe everybody tonight has an earnest feeling in their heart to serve. And I know that something good will come as we go forward in the future.
Ultimately, the council voted 7-6 to keep Town Council President Jessica Rossetti in her role for another year. Town councilors also voted 7-6 to elect Councilor Eric Steinhelber as Town Council Vice President. Steinhelber was challenged by Councilor Sarah Cushing. The Barnstable Youth Commission will be able to increase its size. Last night, the council voted to support a change in the town's charter that would bring the number of members allowed from 11 to 15. Youth Commission Chair Brendan Clark urged the council to support the move prior to the vote.
Just some clarifications on the numbers from what was stated in public comment. The Commission's current membership is limited to 11 individuals, of whom 9 are voting members between the ages of 13 and 18, and 2 of them are adult advisors, so with a total of 11 right now. We'd like to increase that to 13 voting members with the 2 adult advisors for a total of 15. And in addition, we'd like to add the residency and waive that residency requirement, primarily based upon, firstly, the school choice matters, hoping to see that students who attend school here and who spend the majority of their day here, and keep in mind after school activities here, both in Hyannis right on the green with Sturgis and other local area schools, and Barnstable as well. So we'd really like to see that as a reason for the residency requirement. And it's also been brought to my attention that there has been some past precedents where something with the Hyannis Water Board, and I don't know of the specifics, but that someone who owned property but did not live in the town was allowed to serve on the board because they obviously benefited from the services. And I would think it a fair case to make that a student who attends school in the town here benefits from those the services that the school provides as well. So I hope that you'll consider the Youth Commission's amendment.
The council unanimously approved that measure. The measure will also allow non-resident Barnstable High School students to participate on the council. Well, be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On Monday's show, we will chat with Town Manager Tom Lynch. We'll find out what's happening at Cape Cod Community College. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.